The current spoiler warning level is butterscotch.
Friends and folks, for this episode you're looking at a spoiler warning level of butterscotch. We're talking about a number of machines from Reconquista NG, and we sort of go throughout, so nothing super intense, but some light spoilers for a show that the Great Gundam Project has already covered. Please enjoy the episode. Hello friends and folks, and welcome back to the Mechanista NG California finale, both in release order and in recording order. I'm Six Detmar.
How are you doing?
I know I'm making a lot of hay out of this, by which I mean like 5 seconds at the top of 2 different episodes. I know, crazy, but
I mean, like...
There's no way. Okay, hang on. There's no way I'm missing... Okay, it's right behind...
Okay.
It's tucked under the little nook in my keyboard.
I was gonna say,
There's
did
nothing
you
on
only
this
pad
desk.
your D20 somehow?
Well, I don't need the D20.
Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
need the D6.
The D6
It's a request episode.
Right. That makes
Which,
sense.
by the way, is another way of saying there are currently 6 people who have made requests that have not been covered. So if you wanted to get added to that list, your odds of being rolled are high.
Yeah.
I think 1 in 8 would be pretty good. But wait a minute. This is more than. Hang on. Did we? Okay. Let me check something.
Sorry. Sorry, dear listener. I forgot to open my drink beforehand.
So there are actually 7 on this list. I goofed a little.
Okay.
Because I was like, wait a minute, because the way I have it laid out is that the main tab is like, here are the names of all the people, and then the lower tabs are like, here is the tab dedicated to every request they've made, right? So I roll, and it's like, it's, in this case, Nulligan. And so then I jump to the Nulligan tab, and I look at a new request that Nulligan has made. There isn't a Nulligan tab, so I was like, wait a minute, what the...
Oh.
And I figured out what Nulligan requested, but it means I have to do a little work after this to fix it. Anyway, so there are actually 7 people on this list, not 6.
Okay.
Starting with Nulligan's request here. For a goof, I was gonna give you information that you haven't earned. So.
That I haven't earned. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Okay. That's an interesting leg and interesting color on the leg. Is this the Neodu?
Good work. One done.
Did I actually get it?
One and done.
Okay, so I didn't actually think I was gonna get it, but my brain was like, that's the only thing of that color I could think of. I didn't realize I'd actually be getting this guy. The Neodu, this is a fun little weirdo. This might be a multiple request episode, though, because this is a mobile suit that doesn't have any related units.
It's entirely possible,
So yeah, the Neodu is a mobile suit from Mobile Suit Gundam, Gundam Reconquista NG. Does Reconquista have mobile suit in it? No, I guess it is just Gundam Reconquista NG. Anyway, and yeah, so the Neodu is kind of a weirdo. It is used by Toa-Sanga. There's a bunch of... the idea is that... Okay, so it was originally a worker. It is not really a worker anymore, though. At this point, it has been heavily, heavily modified. And we end up seeing Raraya pilot one of these before... She pilots this before she gets the G Lucifer. Trying to remember if anyone else pilots it, but I think the only named pilot we
no
ever
one else
see
is credited on the wiki, at least.
Yeah, I think that it's really only Raraya. Anyway, yeah, so this is a weird design for a multitude of reasons that we'll be talking about. So, starting with the head. So the upper half of the head is very round, very much an orb. You have a slightly wide V-shaped visor in red on the head. That visor has a set... It's not really... I can't really call it a mono eye. It has a set of, like, 3 eyes that are able to move left and right in there. You can see them set in the middle here, and you can see in the standing art, they are moved to the left, and then in this art, they're moved on the mobile suit's right. But yeah, so it's got, like, 3 cameras that can kind of swoosh, swoosh. Looks like they rotate to accommodate with the bottom ones being still visible. So you have that. Behind that, you have like a row of what I would assume, even though they aren't actually listed, are like a set of 6 head Vulcans, is what my assumption would be. Now again, this is only really used in very little bits of the show, which is to say, it's not used for very long. So yeah, but if you look at the way that these are designed, especially when you look at like a close-up of the head, these feel like Vulcans, just given that they have... those are barrels, clearly, in there. Like, those aren't really designed like anything else we really get. I mean, I guess it could be like little thrusters, but I feel like the fact that it's colored red separately, like you can see in there, versus like the little ones on the legs and stuff, make me lean Vulcans. Anyway... below the visor and the Vulcans on the side, you have like an arrangement of I guess they're more shaped like an M because of how wide they are, so it's like just these like zigzagging lines going down the face. And these zigzagging lines also can light up. You can see in the one photo if you're on the pictures, or if you're on the video version of this, that it's glowing red. So seems to have sensors in there as well. The side of the face, you have gray for the cheek, and then you have like a little part, like a little wedge sticking forward. And those are housing what appears to just be a Gundam face. You have a mask.
It does look like it.
With 2 vents and a red chin. Yeah, so that's already like a really weird element of this suit, is that it is... Seemingly there's a Gundam hiding underneath, like, the face, and not really any other part of it, just the face. It's kind of a fun element, though. I like this head. Moving on to the torso, we've got a very grimoire-like torso, if I'm being honest. Given the like sections going on here, because you have like an upper body, then you have like this big cockpit blob below that, like that's separate. And it just kind of reminds me of the circular part of the the way the grimoire is constructed. But yeah, so for the upper armor, you have this... Oh, I should say the colors. So this is like a very teal-colored suit for a lot of it, and then you've got gray and red, and then like sort of a... How would you describe this? It's not really like a straight, like just straight up yellow.
It's like a white gold almost.
Yeah, kind of a beigey color or yellowed plastic color maybe, but yeah, it's interesting colors on this guy. I really like.
Oh wait,
them.
white gold is more white than I thought. Never mind, it's not white gold. I said that and I was like, let me double check that I'm not talking. Oh no, that's just straight up silver. That's not in color. It's
yeah. So for weird design elements, so first you have this upper torso segment that is attached to like the circular ball that makes up the abdomen. It's got like a bit of a bump on the forward part. You've got these like little cuts in it that seem to just be like little vents or something. You have these larger ones right above the pectoral area as well. Very deep, cuts in the armor there. You've got a bit of an opening where the arm joint is plugged into. I'm assuming this is so the arms can butterfly forward and back a little bit, maybe, or at least forward. It looks like on the back they don't, but you know what I mean. Like if the arm wanted to rotate it, there's a bit more room for the joint. And then there's actually like the suit doesn't really have a backpack. So for the back of the torso here, it has a hood going up that like it like is a cowl behind the head, and that cowl has like a little fin, and then on the bottom of it, it's got some more like venting. Also, the way it looks like there's an angry Haro head on the back of this. Is how I'm reading this, with like an open mouth. And it's got 2 little.
It's a
angry
stretch.
eyes.
I can see
It's got 2 little angry eyes. But yeah. And then for the midsection, you've got this very circular, like, cockpit area with, like, a little door hatch on the front of it that's kind of like like a little bump on the front of it in a more rounded square shape. But it's mostly just like it's basically an orb with panel lines. Just to show the door open. Here we are. You can see it just folds down and then has, another door behind the actual hatch there. And then, yeah. So, moving on down, or moving on up, I guess, actually. The sides. You have 2 bits of armor on the sides of this torso, so they're just kind of plugged into the side. These are kind of the backpack, in that on the very back of these side bits of armor that are protecting around, there's connected onto the very back is like a sort of a double, like, disc shape, or it's basically a joint in and of itself, like these 2 little, like, circular parts, and then sandwiched in between them are it's a total of 4 binders, 2 on each, and these binders are going up and down. The upper binders have they have some thrusters, like, on near the bottom of the like wedge of them that are, like, facing down and back. They've got kind of, again, like, just a sharp wedge shape, like, kind of triangular-ish. They also have these cuts in them that have 2 beam sabers that are put in the top here. At least I'm pretty sure these are the beam sabers, if I'm remembering.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
How does this make any sense?
Yeah, here's these. Huh. What do you mean?
The backpack pieces you've indicated here...
They're connected onto the sides of this torso.
Are they?
I don't think they're just free
If so, it seems pretty... I mean, they shouldn't be, but the way they're drawn, on the front-facing picture here, this doesn't look close enough to be connected to me. And then on the back, I don't see any other... I mean, I guess possibly down here, but that's now on the other side. This seems not technically sound to me, which is fine, but...
Trying to see if I could find any other good pictures of it. Unfortunately, this is a G Reiko suit, so good luck. I'm like looking at the Neodu. I'm like, do we have any better images of it? I don't know. I trust Ippei.
It's not Ippei.
Oh wait, is this not an Ippei one? Who's this?
I mean, unless you know.
Yeah. Well, it's both.
It's
Kimitoshi Yamane who did the original design of it, and Ippei did this cleanup art. That's why the coloring looks like Ippei, because Ippei did the cleanup art.
Yeah, because the colors are definitely. You're right. The colors are very Ippei, but.
I actually didn't realize this was Kimitoshi Yamane at first, though. Okay, interesting. Like I said, I think there's got to be... Maybe it's like a thin joint that's connecting them into the sides there. Like some kind of, like, rod that is just not visible from either side. Because, I mean, these are long front to back. So it could just be obscured from both sides. Because we're never seeing the direct... Where this circle is right here, we're never seeing the direct side of that. You can see here, we're not seeing any of that at all.
But it seems like the whole point of this design is that this part is free floating.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would still have to be connected somehow. Maybe there's like as you say, like rods that can
like I said, just probably
blown off or something.
Maybe a rod is my thought, or like some kind of very like some kind of thinner connection. I just don't think it's like a thick connection. I don't think it's like welded on or anything. But. Anyway.
But you see what I mean? Like, whether I'm right or wrong, you see what I mean. It does look
I get it. I do get it. I do get it. I get what you mean.
There's no... I mean, this is G Reco, so there's no way they ever made a model of this.
No,
right?
no. There's no model kits, no. Though I was looking through the... because I do have the... one of the art books, and I figure most of this thing's arts are on MHQ at this point. But I'm just seeing if there's anything else real quick that can indicate this weird torso. What the fuck is it? Neodu. Are these... What order are these in? I'm getting so mad at this book because I'm like, wait, I have to have, like, skipped it on accident. Clearly that means it doesn't... Okay, no, it doesn't have a lot of art. No, it's the same exact art that's on MHQ. Okay. Yeah, shrugs. Anyway, moving on. The shoulder armor got kind of a standard shoulder armor shape for a Gundam. They're the lower part of it kind of swings up a little, and then like you can see there's like a little bit of a line dividing that between the upper part of the armor there. And then it has like a little shield pop down on the end of the shoulder, just kind of protecting the actual connection to the arm there. Bicep is just kind of rounded, no detail on it. Connected into a joint that is similar actually to the one on the back, where it's just this like weird double axle joint thing going on. Or, you know, like you've got this like disc thing going on. Kind of a fun element. You've got this little like, I presume this is like a maneuvering ball of some sort on the...
Yeah, a little ambac pod.
Yeah, like just on the connection of the joint there. So it's just like an orb covered in thrusters, like in a circle around it, which is fun. And then for the forearm, pretty simple overall. They're just... It has some cuts on the top and bottom of it that are kind of shaped like brackets. The ones on the top also have some lines going down from them, while the ones on the back are just kind of just brackets.
It's been too long. I forgot that ambac is the part that doesn't use thrusters.
Well,
so
it's fine. Pod. I mean, what if you had thrusters that can aid with the ambac movement?
I mean, that's what
ends up happening, right?
Yeah.
And then finally on the outside of the arm, you have what would appear to me to be a hard point, even though this doesn't actually use any arm connections, I believe. Oh no, we do see a shield for it.
It's kind of a funny... Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's kind of a funny shape, but I guess
here. Let me show the inside of the shield, and you can kind of. The shield's got like a weird plug. It's like I think that just goes in there. Yeah.
You can see it all. You can see the front on view here of it all scratched up.
Yeah. I believe this might actually be the same shield as the Cat She that it's using. It looks like just in the shape. I don't know for sure. Let me see. Nope. No, I don't think that... No, I thought it was, but nope. It's just its own shield, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
As well.
It was also just because it was the all gray, I was like, huh. Anyway, then you have like a little circular...
Well, the Cat Cheese isn't all gray.
Well, no, but the fact that the Neodu's is all gray, I was like, oh, is this like it requisitioning equipment? And it's just all gray, so it matches a bit better. But yeah, that's fine. Anyway, the wrist though, you've got like a, circular wrist joint there for it can move up and down on, very similar to a lot of other G-Reiko suits. Interesting handguard and fingers on this. These are the parts that feel very Ippei to me, because one, you have a handguard and it's got this like extra bump on the back wrist area of it, that is just kind of extending up. And then the fingers, all the final digits are like armored and pointy, and that's the kind of part that just feels very very Ippei to me in a lot of ways. Moving on to the waist though, for the front and rear skirt, you've got like a front skirt piece that has like, it almost looks like a visor or something on the top of it there, like with the way it's got this cut, just kind of housing, around the circular abdomen. You have like two little thrusters located between that armor and the actual like crotch piece, and then you have a rear skirt that is just kind of a T-shaped rear piece that has a single thruster on the back of it. No side skirts on this guy. Thick legs. They have kind of a triangular base where the like the front of the top of the thigh is. And
yeah, like a flat surface up top.
It's almost got like a pinched look to it too on the front. Like it's, there's an edge on the front of it, which is kind of interesting with the shape. On the outsides of the legs also, you have little like, where the pockets would be, you have like little thrusters pointing downward, which is fun. And they're kind of trapezoidal in shape for the thrusters there. And then you can see a little bit of the joint on the back, but the joint is mostly covered, especially because on the front, we have very tall knee pieces. The knee armor is kind of fun because you've got this like red piece going up and down that has some cuts in it. And the way that it's attached, though, is like you have this green piece that's wrapped around it. And it just looks really cool the way this goes. I just like this. As for the calves themselves, very rounded. On the back of the calves, you have a circular thruster pointing down. The back of the ankles, there's kind of a coloring error here. I don't know if they're meant to be gray or green, because on the front they're gray, on the back they're green. But you have these divots in the back going around the, like, where the leg or the foot is connected into, and there's like a panel line running through like deep through the middle of that. Also makes it look like it's got little visor slits just on the back of the legs there. Has this minimal amount of actual like ankle armor hanging down in front of the leg there. For the feet, the toe is pointed down. You've got a big gray piece that then ends in a blue foot. And it has like these little arms going, or no, that's the heel I'm seeing from the front. So yeah, no, it just ends like, it's just a flat toe basically. And then you have 2 high heels that are kind of popped down. They have a little gray base and then a big green piece on them. And that's the Neodu. It does have a... Oh, sorry, I didn't mention. The bottom binders are just all red, except for some yellow near the... Or some of that, like, beigey color near the end with little red thrusters. But, like, there's no extra functions on them. They're just thrusters. There's no beam sabers or any equipment on them.
Part of the reason I'm sticking with gold is, do you see the little bit of white here to indicate the way light is reflecting off of it to make it metallic?
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So I think it's a soft gold.
And then you've got a, and then it does have a unique beam rifle, which can be seen here. It's just kind of a, I mean, it's a beam rifle, all right. It kind of feels Victory-esque just because of having the rounder shapes on it, especially like around the back. But you know,
apparently it's a converted beam welder.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, that would explain why it's so. It feels kind of dinky in a weird way.
Yeah,
It's not like it's small, but it does like, just a weird looking little gun.
Well, and it's very like back end heavy, which is like where a lot of the processing would be. It doesn't have like as much of a focus on the barrel, which, whether or not it makes sense, tends to imitate like, you know, our real world ballistics, where the barrel is where you kind of like direct more precisely for a longer distance.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's weird. Let me see if I can find the early art of this, by the way. Because I opened up the one book. I'm just looking. Where's the Toasanga MS? Oh, do we even have a section for the Toasanga MS? No. We do not. And I don't think we actually have an early one of these. I'm just double checking on both pages. That's actually kind of funny. This is one of those guys that doesn't seem to have like an analog in these early ones.
Interesting.
I have a bunch of other early weirdo. Oh, wait, actually, well, no. I thought about it, and then the more I look at it, I'm like, no. Go back a little. What about these early arts? No. Now, this design's interesting because, like, I'm looking through this at all the early designs, and I'm just not seeing it. You know, we've got some of these are, I believe, let me see. I think these are meant to be the Toasanga MS. Let me see if I'm reading that right. I was trying to translate something, and I had a game open. Nope, those are just the Pirates MS. Yeah, they don't actually have a Toasanga section. I mean, they have a Venus Globe section, you know, but, it's weird. Anyway,
it's no good to us here.
Yeah, no, there's just not an early art of it. I'm kind of curious, just also because I wanted to know what was up with Yamane's version of the design, because this is not Yamane's art style at all. At this point,
no.
So that's why I was like, about it. But yeah. Well, I guess actually now that I think about it, all these early arts are definitely Ippei, and that probably explains why there's no, none of, like, Yamane's designs on here. Because, I don't know if you can tell, I'm pretty sure these are all Ippei Gyobu designs. For these early,
I don't know, I feel like you're really jumping to conclusions.
I love this centaur guy that didn't get used. I mean, all these guys are great.
Yeah, I think this one on the left is kind of, I don't know what, like,
it's like a
buff Zagok-E.
See, I was gonna say
almost.
buff act guy, especially because the shape of the face. To me,
I see where you're coming from. I still think. I guess it's kind of. It's just drawing on that legacy.
Well, this is
like,
more of a
aquatic mobile
Zagok
suits,
to
but it
me
doesn't
to
look
the
like one.
right of it.
That I mean, that's not as. That's the fucking. Who's that asshole?
Or a Zoc.
God, I can't. Yes, a Zoc. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who's that asshole? Sorry, Zoc. I think you're actually a really fun design.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good unused G Reiko designs. It's just like I said, it was just interesting because I was curious if there was any Yamane ones, and it's like nope. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's
if we roll a new suit, we very likely will have content for a different show.
Oh.
So let's just call this episode here, and then on our end, folks, behind the scenes, we're just gonna immediately start a new recording.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Dylan, where can people find you on the internet? Yeah, I mean, we'll still do the plugs. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Low Poly Robot over on Blue Sky. What about you, Six?
You can find me at 6.scanlandmedia.com over on Blue Sky. And then also you can find my work at scanlandmedia.com or patreon.com/scanlandmedia. And if you want to make requests of your own, there's a link down in the show notes unless you're on YouTube, because I don't put Discord links on YouTube. But there's a Discord link, and you can go and join us and make requests. Or just message me some other way. Whatever.
It's been so long since we've had a 2-episode run.
I know.
Alright, well.
And it's weird timing, because it's not like I have so much... I'm not worried about time, but it's not like, damn, I'm so free today. That's not true. Anyway, peace.